guess start off, what's your reaction on learning the news today, bud?
Well, obviously it's a dream come true, and I've always wanted to play quarterback at Auburn. It's a goal of mine that I've had for a long, long time, as far as I can remember, all the way back to throwing the football in the backyard with my dad. It's just I wanted to play quarterback at Auburn, so it was just an awesome moment, and you honestly couldn't write it any better.
Did you call your dad right away?
Yes, sir. I've
What did
talked
he
to him.
have to say?
He was just proud of me, and couldn't talk to him long because had some business to take care of as far as practice and stuff. But yes, sir, I did tell him, and he was very excited.
Well, will be the first true freshman to start a season opener for Auburn since 1946. So how special is that, and what do you view as what made you able to do that when others haven't been able to do that?
Right. Well, that's pretty special, and to me, it's something that I was shooting for. It was a goal of mine, like I said, and honestly, that stuff it goes to saying how good the team welcomed me in and how much they helped me get on the field is kind of quickly. And but it was a good situation. I came in at a good situation, and our coaches, Coach Malzahn and Coach Dillingham, they did a really good job of getting me prepared quickly.
Is there anything you felt like you did really well in preseason, and anything in particular you're trying to get better at before Oregon?
As far as from spring to fall camp, I got a lot better. I was understanding the playbook and knowing what was going on at practice and different things like that, and knowing how Coach Malzahn called plays and all that stuff. But realistically, I just learned my receivers better, and throughout the summer, I was able to throw to them more and more and understand timing and the way they ran and caught the ball. And everyone's different. Every receiver's unique. So just time helped me throughout spring practice and to fall camp. But throughout camp, I did a good job. I understood the offense and really just tried to do whatever Coach Malzahn and Coach Dillingham asked for me.
Yeah, you mentioned that stat that a true freshman has a starter season opener in 73 years here. What is it about you that makes you feel that you're so well equipped to handle this responsibility right away?
Well, as far as my past, I think I was coached well in high school, and as far back as I can remember with my dad and just stuff like that. But once I got here, Coach Malzahn, like I said, him and Coach Dillingham, they really got started really quickly. In the spring, they put a bunch on us, and so really just try to get the whole offense as much as they could in, so you could learn it quicker. And the more reps I got, the better and more comfortable I got with it.
Bo, how similar is this offense that you're running at Auburn to what you ran at Pennsylvania?
It's really similar. Obviously, the verbiage and stuff is different, but a while back, my dad kind of looked at Coach Malzahn's offense, and he started because it was so successful in 2013 and so forth. He started kind of taking some plays from it, just like every other offense did from the spread. And most of the time, each offense, if you're a spread offense, you run similar things. You may tweak it just a little bit differently, but the overall concept is most of the time the same.
You went through most of preseason camp without getting to throw to Will Hastings and Eli Stove in scrimmage situations. How good is it to have them back out there and they kind of get on the same page and rhythm with them?
Well, it's great. We have some really good wide receivers, and when they're all healthy and ready to go, we could be really good. And so just having them back, it was more of a comfort thing. Like, hey, you got really good weapons, so just use them. And my job is just to get them the ball and then allow them their athletic ability to do the rest.
So at this moment right now, what's your biggest strength as a quarterback?
My biggest strength as a quarterback is probably just the way that I can throw and move in the pocket and run all at the same time. I think it's just really important nowadays for a quarterback to be mobile. And if they can throw and understand and process quickly and move around, then I think you have yourself a good quarterback. And I just try to fit my skill set with the offense. And if I have to move around, I'll move around. If I have to sit in the pocket and make throws, I'll do that.
What's your dad told you about the responsibility that comes along with being the starting quarterback?
What does my dad say?
What has he said about everything that comes with the platform?
Right. Well, growing up, I mean, whether you play at Auburn or anywhere, growing up, he taught me how never let the moment get too big. you're prepared for any moment you step into. You'll only get better and better. So he just did a really good job of allowing me to be myself, and he reminded me of the strengths that I had and how to use those strengths and things like that. But overall, he was always there for me. He always pushed me to be a better player, and he's really helped me get to where I am today.
What's your relationship like with Joey? What's it been like competing with him for the last few months?
Joey's a great guy. He's a great quarterback, and we really our relationship obviously grew over summer, over fall camp. We were together all the time with workouts and on the field stuff. And so me and Joey, we have a good relationship, and it's tough. This kind of situation, they're always tough. But Joey, he's going to continue to get better. I'm going to continue to get better, and we'll see where it takes us.
How did he kind of handle the news when y'all talked to each other after?
He handled it, in my opinion, about as good as you can handle it. He had a really good practice today, so obviously it didn't faze him that much. But like I said, Joey's a great talent, and he can run the ball and throw the ball just about as good as anybody. So we have two really good quarterbacks on Auburn, that's for sure.
Your thoughts on getting to lead the team against 6 teams ranked in the top 12, especially a week from next Saturday night?
It's what I signed up for. I knew coming to Auburn we were going to have a tough schedule every year, maybe the toughest in the country this year. But the good thing is that I have a really good defense, a really good offensive line, and great skill players around me. So as long as I just do my job, everything else will take care of itself, and I can kind of depend on them a little bit.
What does it mean to have a receiver like Seth Williams who can catch just about anything you throw near?
It's awesome. As a quarterback, that's you have to use those guys as your best friends and just use their skill set to your advantage. And if you can't make a perfect throw, then you know and understand that they can make a play. And so guys like Seth and Sal and others, the bigger guys that can run well as well, it's really good to have them on your team. Like any quarterback would say, if you have those kind of players around you, it makes your job a whole lot easier.
What do you think you have to improve on kind of the most? What do you focus on between now and that first start?
Everything. I can get better as far as throwing and being accurate, timing with my receivers, communicating with the offensive line, communicating with everybody on offense, leading the team and being the leader that our team needs. We have great leadership, so if I can just find my role as far as that would help. And really just, like I said, everything. I can be a better passer, understand the offense more. That's a main thing. And you can never understand an offense good enough. So as long as I just keep doing my job and keep studying film and talking with the coaches and seeing what's on their mind, I think I can get better as an overall player.
How hard is it to be that leader you're talking about? When some guys are 4 or 5 years older than you are.
Right. Well, as a freshman, it's tough because if you're the leader of your team, if you're the quarterback, then they expect a whole lot out of you. And so if you're not necessarily having a great day, you have to find ways to lead that'll allow them to listen. And if you're not having a good day, then you can't really harp on them about getting the little things done. You kind of just have to encourage them and say, hey, guys, I'll fix my problems and just keep going, and let's just try to fix it as a whole. But like I said, having older guys, it is hard to lead because sometimes you don't really have a say because they've been here for so much longer than you, and you can't just come in here and kind of take over like that. But just finding little sudden ways to lead, if that's just an individual person or the whole group, whenever somebody needs a leader, just be that for them.
What do you think your offense is capable of this season?
I think however good we want to be, that's how good we'll be. And so however good we play, however good we'll play together and as a team and be balanced on all cylinders. We have a chance to be really good. Our offensive line, like I said, they're all coming back, and so that's a great thing. Whenever you have a good offensive line, generally you're pretty good on offense.
Growing up as an Auburn fan, do you have a favorite Auburn football memory?
So in 2010, I was able to go to the national championship game as a fan, and Cam Newton at the time, I was a little kid, and so he was like the big thing back then. So just growing up watching him and guys like Nick Marshall and those guys, just really fueled my fire for wanting to play here and just be the next guy that people look up to, the next guy that people talk about. and hopefully, like Cam, lead your team to a national championship and win the Heisman Trophy.
How much do you watch your dad's games?
Well, if you can find any on YouTube, then you're doing good. But I've watched some of his games, like Florida. He has a nice little highlight video against Florida in '94, and he played out of his mind. Probably his best game he ever played. So I watched that, and me and him go back and forth. He kind of brags about it and stuff like that. But no, I've watched him a good bit. And when I was little, I watched him more because they used to have VHS and we had the tape and the highlight video and all that stuff. So. But now that I've grown up, I've continued to watch him, but not as much.
Is Seth Williams going to be your Frank Sanders?
Yeah, well, whoever I guess will go up and catch it will be my next Frank Sanders. But going back to that, it's hard to replace a guy like Frank Sanders. But whoever wants to do it, there's all to it.
How
Much
does your
faster are you than your dad?
A lot faster. A lot faster.
Was there a time during a specific moment during fall camp where you felt like you really had the advantage in this competition and just had confidence that you were going to win?
Not really. I guess the most confident I was when Coach Malzahn told me, and so we both had a really good camp, and we both played well. The offense was productive when we were both in there, but I was just grateful that he did tell me, and I knew I had a good camp, so I knew that was a possibility. But like I said, it was up to the coaches.
Were you preparing yourself in case it went the other way?
I was prepared, yes, sir. I was going to do whatever I had to do for the team. If I had to take a step back, I was going to take a step back. God has a plan for everything, and I truly believe that. And so whatever he wanted, it was going to happen, and I'm just fortunate to be in this position.
How cool is it to get to open college out of Jerry World against Oregon, a nationally televised game?
I guess it's as good as you can write up. But college game day for freshmen walking in as your first game, some people view that as tough, but I kind of see it as fun just because it's kind of what you prepare for. It's, I mean, why else would you play if you can't play at the highest atmosphere, environment, and all that stuff? So it'll be fun, and we'll be ready to go.
You mentioned your speed compared to your dad's. How does the rest of your game compare to his?
We're very similar. He was very smart, and he knew where to go with the ball, and he understood the game about as well as anybody. Coming from a high school coach like his dad was, so we were in the same boat as far as that. I can move around a little bit better. I get that from my mom. But overall, I just, like I said, I didn't watch a whole lot of him, so it's hard to compare. The game's so much different. But I get a lot of what I do from him, I got to admit.
Are you ready to be the face of a program and have everybody talking about you and walking to class, getting bothered and autographs and all that? And have you talked to your dad and family about that, how to handle it?
Well, like I said, growing up, my dad always said, everyone's always watching. No matter where you go, no matter what you're doing, somebody's watching. And making the decision when I actually started getting recruited, my mom and dad both harped on me. It was like, it's a big thing to be a quarterback at a big school. And so I'm ready, and I know what it brings. And like I said, my dad and mom both went through it, so they have done a good job raising me and teaching me how to handle these situations.